Music spilled some major tea about how the industry has been turning out black men in the name of mentorship and turning them into their little personal boy toys. There have been rumors circulating for a hot minute now that young black men have been getting tricked into indulging in freak-offs, and according to Jaguar, right, Katt Williams, Diddy, and Will Smith are at the forefront of all this. In fact, Katt himself almost became a baby oil boy toy, but he put his career on the line to fight B, and he ended up getting blackballed and replaced by Kevin Hart. Katt has been on an exposing spree ever since because he was almost added to the list of being turned out in Hollywood, and that list includes Brasher Gray, Meek Mill, IK, Osiris, Orlando Brown, and many more. Katt first spoke on this earlier this year when he had that infamous interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shade. During this interview, Katt said a whole lot of things, but what shocked people the most was when he spilled the tea about the time that Ice Cube and other producers of Friday After Next tried to turn him out by forcing him to make a disturbing scene of him getting sobbed by Terry Crews in the bathroom, because they thought it would be funny to see a black man getting his back poked by another black man on camera. A lot of people were shocked to hear this, especially because Ice Cube was in on it, because if you all know anything about Ice, he puts up this front of being a super upright man, but from what Katt Williams was saying, he's actually the complete opposite. Katt was not here for the shenanigans, and he straight up told him he was not going to film that scene because first, it made him uncomfortable, and second, there was nothing funny about somebody being sarcastic. He was really scared stepping up to them like that because Friday After Next was his first film, and he didn't want to be labeled as a difficult person to work. He wasn't bending over for Terry Crews to poke him. They rewrote the entire movie and took out all the essay scenes that they had written for him. While Katt was fighting against all this, Terry Crews was more than willing to do what the producers were telling him to do. And according to Katt, Terry even tried to convince him to bend over and do that scene. Katt said after this extremely traumatic experience, he got blackballed, and all the movies he was supposed to do got handed over to Kevin Hart because he was willing to do them. Katt was strong enough to fight the industry and save himself, but unfortunately, not everybody in the industry had that privilege, and that includes Brasher Gray, who has now transitioned from once being the best rising actor in Hollywood to now being a full-blown gay adult movie star. Brasher was first discovered by Charlie Mack when he was 16, and he became Brasher's manager. However, not too long after Brasher got the role of Hakey Lion in Empire, Charlie introduced him to Diddy and Will Smith, and that's when Brasher's downfall began. Apparently, he introduced Brasher to Will and Diddy for mentorship, but they had other plans for him. Will was supposed to help him polish up his acting skills, while Diddy helped him with his music career, but unfortunately for Purr, he was nothing but fresh meat to them, and they allegedly did some very serious damage to that man. The first person who publicly spoke out about this was Jaguar, right, and she said the entire mentorship was just a tactic that was used by Diddy and Will to allegedly trick young black men into their bedrooms. Jaguar even recalled the time that Brasher and Meek Mill reportedly ran out of Will Smith's house screaming for help after one of these freak-off sessions. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mill's Brasher Gray left that house screaming. August, the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog. Around the same time, Jaguar also accused Will of messing with his own son Jaden, who was just 15 at the time. According to Jaguar, this is why Jaden moved out of Will's house before he even turned 18. He said everything but the thing that was important, that he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Brasher and Mills, and you know Bow. Jaguar also went in on Brasher's dead mom Andrea and accused her of allowing Diddy and Will to allegedly mess with Birchie like that just so she could have something to write about in her book and make a quick little buck. I'm talking about Bash's mom. I'ma kick you in your and I'ma go to work North Philly style. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy, for a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you, and maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it. I'm sorry, oh, but get this, y'all. Jaguar claims that Andrea was begging for her to help her with Brasher, and specific told Andrea to get Brasher away from Charlie Mack since he was the one allegedly selling him to Diddy and Will, but Andrea did nothing and allowed Diddy and Will to keep messing with her son and making him indulge in these freak-offs. Do you feel this is came to me and begged me for my help? I told her to get thee away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Brasher to help her get Brasher out of California into Chicago safe to be ready for filming. She knew the Ben she knew what Will did to him because of Charlie C. And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things, and all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from deal to deal, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lar, my friend who raised Basher in A Million Duel Home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your sons get you a Jaguar. Also said that the reason why people are encouraging Brasher's new career as a gay corn actor is because they want people to think he's crazy because he's coming out with his lawsuit against Diddy, and will so nobody will take him seriously because they'll think he's not mentally stable. You know, the old Hollywood trick they use on all they victims, convincing the world that they crazy. Yeah, no, we going to pray for Mr. Gray, madam, if he needs prayer. I don't even know what's going on. They try to sell him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to fight. Filed his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him with Jaden and Justin. Present that tape exist. Okay, I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies. You can't say that the Flavor Camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on, starting to sound that way. Ain't it all that talent? And they underscore and she let Charlie tune that boy up, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother do that to her son? Turned him into so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a bigger there, making your son out to be, that's for sure, cause he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. Hey, I'm sorry, the Basher conversation for me is not easy because I came to ball, and I asked B to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book. Oh yeah, no, definitely nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids. Another name that has come up in a lot of this is none other than Orlando Brown. Just like Brasher, he was also in a huge TV show, but by the time it had wrapped, he had been used and tossed around the industry like a piece of meat. In the name of mentorship, he was actually one of the lead actors in Disney's hit TV show That's So Raven, and for a hot little minute it really looked like his career was going to get very big. However, shortly after the show wrapped in 2007, his mental health started to decline rapidly. That same year, he got arrested for substance possession in Houston, but he denied being the owner of the substance. Shortly after that, he got in trouble again. When he was caught driving under the influence, he got arrested again after that and put into prison for 27 days after failing to show proof that he had completed a 180-day court-ordered alcohol education class. And then there's that disturbing audio that leaked of him warning a woman in her entire family's life, you, your mama, your daughter, and every. He later went to rehab in 2016, but got pulled back into his raging addiction and ended up getting arrested again in 2018. People started to wonder if the real reason why Orlando was such a mess was because he was forced to partake in some Illuminati activities in the industry. Orlando later confirmed the rumors during a sit-down interview where he had a whole lot of things to say about the industry that traumatized the hell out of him. Lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, in no cuz, man, people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids. People, a lot of stuff. But Orlando did not stop there. He'd also put Diddy on blast for sleeping with him and trying to recruit him into indulging in those ritualistic freak-offs. Honestly, from the way Orlando described what Diddy did, it sounded like it was saw, and it happened more than once. Yo, daddy, you gave me the usk, gosh. You gave me the usk mew of the smash the yesh. I mean, you gave me the I love it, yo, I love it. You gave me the usk mas and dash. You know what I'm talking about. DMD God shipping. And and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials.